Top 10 worst sneakers of the year 2022 version with our friend Lena, who is here. And
it's another video and I'm drinking the same coffee.
It's okay. You know, we have to make do with our time. We value her time here, so we wanted to make a couple videos. Hope you guys like it. If you guys do, drop a like on the video. And I'll leave her social in the description of the video for those that want to follow Lena on her journey.
Send me pictures of puppies.
No, puppies is not code name for anything.
Yeah, no, really. Just send me pictures of puppies. Pit bulls, preferably.
Oh, my goodness. We did the top 10 best already. If you guys want to check out that video, I'll link it in the description. Lena, why don't you have 10?
I don't have 10 because I don't feel that strongly enough about all of these shoes that I guess I dislike. And so I really just I have 7. Does that make sense? Like, there's a lot of shoes I don't really care for,
but 5,000 shoes are released
but I don't have like strong feelings towards them because it's just not even on my radar, or I don't feel some type of way about them. But I can find something to dislike. How about you go with your 3?
Okay.
And then I'll jump in also.
7s. Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna jump right in then. We'll start off in the number 10 spot. Nike Hot Step, the Nocta joints. Drake just did not have a home run, in my opinion. These ones. I like older sneakers. I like 90s inspired sneakers.
Yeah.
I mean, and this was kind of in that era, but it just didn't hit right for me.
I agree with you. I actually have that somewhere on my list as well, and I just don't think it was maybe it wasn't just well executed, but it didn't stand out at all.
The materials weren't very good either, and like I was like, until I got them in hand, you know, I never judge really until I get something in hand for the most part. Some of these on the list I have judged, but any which way, like I got them and I was like, I still can't do it. Just not something I like. Can't appreciate it. And a lot of people mentioned, I reached out on Twitter and on Instagram. Shout out to anybody that left me feedback for this video. That a lot of you guys mentioned these as well as your top 5 worst.
I think he's like a hit and miss when it comes to fashion in general.
You know, not everybody can be good at everything. Yeah. I'm terrible at directions, for an example. I can't drive anywhere without GPS.
Same.
So, you know, we all have our faults.
Can't win them all.
So he should figure out something there.
That's a good one.
Number 9 for myself goes to the Balenciaga HardCrocs. These things look so crazy looking. Somebody else actually mentioned these. Shout out to them. Because I have never even seen them, and I was like, yep, I could see why people would mention those are one of the worst of the year. It's just not very good.
You know, I think if you asked me, like, before I went to Vietnam, I'd probably somewhat agree that they're pretty awful. But then being there for like 3 months and then going to a few other places in Asia, shoes like those HardCrocs are really popular amongst the girls in Southeast Asia anyway. And so they've kind of grown on me. I can kind of see guys in New York wearing them, but like in high fashion form.
Yeah.
So I don't hate them actually.
High fashion is just sometimes it's not.
But that brand's questionable right now.
For
so,
right now.
You know?
Number 8 spot for myself goes to the Off-White Blazer lows. And honestly, when you guys mentioned these to me too, I was like, wait, which Blazer lows? I mean, I love Blazers, and I love usually the low tops better, but then I forgot what they look like, and I was like, okay. Yeah. I mean, even it's a tough one to add to the list because of Virgil's not with us anymore. So it's kind of like seems sacrilegious to do so. But to be honest, it was just a weird looking shoe, and if I'm just looking at the visuals of a shoe and whether I like them or not, it's regardless of the creator. Unfortunately, it's just not one of those ones that I really like. I didn't get those in person, but they look too low cut for myself and a little too weird.
It was one of those shoes where, again, I don't like them, but I don't have any strong feelings towards them. It was just another ugly shoe to me. We'll probably get through my 7 really quickly because you touched up on it as your top 10 or your 10th worst sneaker of the year. It was the Hot Steps. I just thought it was poorly executed. I think when a celebrity has a collaboration, you typically have high hopes for it just because there's so much room to play. And I just thought this one was really safe in a boring way.
Yeah, and the name is Hot Step. It just reminds me of Hot Stepper in the song.
Your number 7.
My number 7 is the Union Cortez. It pains me to put him in the list, honestly, because Unions come out with some super fire. But the main reason why I did it, you know, Cortez is one of the long-standing sneakers that Nike's actually had. And so when they had a collaboration, there was some high hopes for it. Color blockings were okay. I just feel like, all in all, like it didn't deliver like the exclamation point that we were hoping from Union. And that's part of the reason why I just put in the countdown. It's not a super love or super hate on the pair. Honestly, the materials are okay on it. But yeah, it's just one that a lot of people mentioned. I was like, okay, I side with you guys. It's actually one that was not one of the best.
My next one's going to be the Air Jordan 1 Utilities. Speaking of poor execution, kind of like the Travis Scott 6s, you know, it had the little baby pouch on it,
Yeah.
the pouch on the
yeah,
side,
yeah.
and I thought that was cool because it was flush with the shoe, but this one just. It was doing too much.
Is
It
it
was
the
like
fanny- is that the fanny pack
It was
one?
a whole It was a whole ass fanny pack in
On
the
the
back.
butt? On the
Yeah.
butt?
And
terrible.
so I just didn't like. I didn't like the color blocking. I didn't like the fanny pack on the back. I just thought it was really poorly executed. Made me feel some type of way.
That one is a runner-up. I'll go over some of my runner-ups in a minute, but that one's definitely a runner-up
She
for
might
me.
bite me, so I can't keep petting her.
She's so smelly.
She's
I
a
apologize.
little crazy.
We're trying to record this quick because Maddie's on the way home, so she might be on the video at the end. So my number 6 goes to the Nike MMW 005 slides, and at first glance, they look fire. I mean, honestly,
Look normal.
the pictures look great, but when you see them up close and you see the gaping holes,
$190 on this, and they so great.
That was $190. All right, $190 is redunculous.
Yeah.
It looks like something you could buy.
look at that. It makes you want to puke. Look at all the holes.
Is that the insole?
And so together,
Ugh.
which one will work.
Makes you want to puke.
I'm
Tadpoles are going
cool
to
with
fly.
that.
It doesn't look very
You
good.
are good with that?
I'm good with
And
the
when you look
holes.
at
I
it
think
like
it's the
that
190
one time-
that's insane.
Oh my god. You guys did this to me for leaving the comments on my old videos. As soon as I saw it, I was like, bleh, not going to happen.
No.
Couldn't do it.
Okay,
All right.
solid.
All right, number 5 for you. What is it?
Union Cortez.
Okay.
So
Okay.
kind of piggybacking off what you said earlier, I think this is a situation where I was never really excited for it because I don't wear Cortezes, but I was excited at the potential of other people enjoying it.
Yeah.
But then it was like something, it just looks like barf came together. There's just something that didn't
colors
feel
are-
cohesive for
yeah.
me at all, even though I like the colors.
It was a major miss for you.
Yeah, number 5 for you.
5 for me is the Sakai Kaws Blazer lows.
Really?
Something I wanted to like. When it came down to it, I was like, man, it's just, they didn't make it look good, unfortunately. And
It looks sloppy.
colors are okay. Materials are very lacking. I love Kaws, love Sakai, love the Blazers, but all three combined, it was just a menage that I couldn't do.
agree. I mean, I didn't dislike it that much, but I definitely thought it was something I had higher hopes for. And then it was just like a hodgepodge.
Yeah.
So definitely agree with you there. He's gonna disagree here, but I have as my number 4 worst sneakers of 2022, the Turtle Doves. You know, I've said this before, but let me tell you why.
I'm very curious.
I like these when they first came out. I like them years later. But I think it's cool that Adidas tried to bring something back for people like me who never got the first pair. However, with this specific release, I think it's just too late. I think by now I see Turtle Doves as like the shoes that belong to the malls. I mean, you see replicas everywhere. You see these little plush house slippers. And I think I'm just so used to seeing the knockoffs and like random little Chinese ladies in Hong Kong or in Chinatowns wearing them, knowing that they're fake, which is fine. It's just comfort. I think it's just so tainted now that I think it came too late.
I would actually agree that it is saturated a bit. And to be honest, I have the originals, and every single time I wore them or posted them in a video, somebody left comments fake, like they're fake. So it was like, there's so much of a stigma to the replica side of it because they were so replicated. It does kind of seem like a last-ditch effort to bring them back this late, but I mean, it is kind of nice. For me, that they brought them back, even though I missed out on them, just the fact that they brought back some 350 V1s instead of the V2s was nice not to forget about them.
Give us like what are some of the other
Pirate
colors?
Black.
No.
I forgot they did have some of the other colorways too.
What
yeah.
were they?
I don't
Something
even remember.
moon?
Crater or something? I don't even know. Moon Rock?
Moon Rock.
Space Dust? I don't remember the
Moon
names.
Rock?
Yeah,
I think
maybe
Moon Rock.
Moon Rock.
I mean, give us something like if they're gonna bring something like that back, I would prefer to see something like Moon Rocks. I think also I've seen so many fake Turtle Doves that print is like blurry to me now.
Yeah.
So when I see the real ones, it still looks fake.
Yeah.
It's just blurry.
It's pain.
So
Ironically, my number 4 is a Yeezy as well, but mine is the Yeezy basketball. This shoe was
they were ugly.
I bought them. I think they were $275, and I made a video on them already on like pairs that I regret buying for the year because I couldn't get them on my foot. Like they were so difficult to get on. Do you hear this crazy dog?
$275 is
They
a
were
lot
so
of money.
expensive.
That's retail.
I actually returned them to sneakers and stuff, and I don't even know if I got my money back, to be honest. I put them in a box and shipped them, and I should probably check my bank
You
account
should.
to see if they paid
I'm
me.
going to tell Alicia.
But it was ridiculous, and those ones are definitely ones that I was like, I kind of like the look of, but then after I got them, I was like, nope, can't do it. So number 4.
My number 3 would be the Balenciaga Destroyed sneakers. I think, you know, when I think of like destroyed sneakers, I think of like the Golden Goose Superstars, that's like a little worn in look, like an everyday lifestyle shoe. But the way they destroyed these, I know that was the intention, but it looked like trash. And I think
really
you're
did.
just overdoing it. It's too much grunge. It was just over the top. It was ridiculous to me.
It looked like a movie prop of something, but it didn't look like
That's a good perspective.
It was not functional. It's not stylish. It doesn't hit any of the boxes for someone to go, yes, that's a good idea to buy
And the
that.
price
And
too.
then the
It's
price
not like
is
it's like
icing.
an $80 shoe.
It just felt like, it felt like a pair were like, hey, look what we can do, and you'll
Like,
buy
was it a troll? Yeah, was
Yeah.
it like a troll? Like these people were sitting around at a table saying, "Hey, I bet if we launch this shit, people are still gonna pay for it."
Yeah.
So definitely
That
number
was your
3 on
number
my
3.
list.
My number 3 is the Mischief Boots. I love Mischief. I love the fact that they have a bunch of just crazy out of the box sort of stuff. But the boots were kind of crazy. But I mean, a lot of people mentioned these as one of the ones that they didn't like. They were just different, and the fact that it looked like a cast, it's like, how do you wear them? Supposedly the people that got them said they're actually pretty comfortable on feet, but a lot of you guys mentioned it, and I agreed. I was like, yeah, it's a weird vibe for sure.
Yeah, I have that as my number 2, and I agree. I almost feel like it could have qualified for like the first spot, because to me it just doesn't make sense. It's so ridiculous and absurd because it looks like a boot,
Yeah.
like when you're injured. But then that actually reminds me of those like fisherman boots that Kanye always wears. That should have been somewhere on my list
That's
too,
actually
because
true.
I don't see the fashion in it, even though I try to keep like an open mind and see how someone else would like it.
Yeah.
But it makes no sense to me.
It doesn't make any sense to anybody. Ironically, my number 2 spot is the Balenciaga District
Okay.
sneakers as well. So our 2s and 3s were swapped, but we got the same.
It's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, super ridiculous. I don't understand, again, how they could charge so much for that sort of stuff. Before we get into the top 1, a couple of runner-ups that you guys mentioned to us. Air Max Scorpion, big, huge booty on those things, bigger than the Vapor Maxes. There is also the CDG Foamposites. I loved and hate those things. At the same time, price was crazy.
I want to call out the Panda Dunks that people keep putting as
Yeah.
worst sneakers of the year, and I have it as my top.
That's another one.
With
yeah.
reasoning.
Yeah. And then the other one that some of you guys mentioned was the Adidas Balenciaga Stan Smiths specifically, because they look destroyed. But I mean, if you're going to go with that route, the Balenciaga Destroyed sneakers take the cake on it, in my opinion. Number 1.
We actually have the same number 1. Go ahead.
Solid. Grinch, Cactus Plant Flea Market, Dunks. I don't even know how you can call them Dunks. I don't know what they're officially calling them. I want to love them. I love the Grinch. Harrison loves the Grinch. Maddie loves the Grinch.
Did you really want to love them? Because I don't want to love them.
I like the Adidas Forum Low Grinch. I think those ones look good. The execution's good. We've seen some Reebok Pump Furies or whatever they were back in the day. Grinch, super good. The execution of these, I wanted to get them. I tried to get them. I wanted to get them in hand so I could shave the hair and see if it revealed something beautiful. I'm going to doubt that that's the case, though, unfortunately. And I love the Cactus Plant Flea Market vibes for the most part, too. But these ones are pretty bad.
I think it's cool that they executed it to like its full potential in terms of like, this is the Grinch. Like you have all of the small details that make it very Grinch like, as opposed to just like a little bit of green. That's the example I'm trying to make. But man, these are ugly. I mean, can you imagine wearing them here in Portland or Seattle and it rains and it's
like
just
wet dog.
dirty and it would just have dander in there when you're walking around the street and it's just so ugly. It's just so ugly. I just don't understand. Have you guys seen people wearing it?
I've not.
Do people wear it? What's the retail on it?
I want 2 something, I think.
That's a lot of money.
Or 180, maybe 2. I don't know. Any which way, it was a general consensus among everybody on Twitter and on Instagram polls across the globe, I think, is Grinch.
Do you think the intention is that it's supposed to be kind of ugly? That it's, you know, sometimes when something's so ugly that there's almost an appeal to it. Like it's quirky. Like Chloe. Like it's supposed to be quirky. I don't really know what the intention is behind that, but man, those were just really hard for me to look at.
As somebody that's created my own sneaker, just as a Saucony that I designed it with the intent to not hit the masses. It was a very niche audience that I thought would get it. And it was more personal to me. Like, I feel like there's a lot of times where companies that create something that's supposed to be a little bit outside of the box, it's not going to hit it's not going to be the sneaker of the year.
But who do you think it's really going to hit, though? Like, what is their target demographic here?
people that like quirky and weird and terrible looking, I guess. I mean, that's the problem. It doesn't, I don't even know what their target demographic is because it doesn't hit anything. and I'm pretty open-minded with sneakers for the most part, so.
So if you like them, let us know. Let me know why. I'd love to hear your perspective, if you could spin it on why you actually like it. Because as of right now, I just don't understand who they're trying to sell to.
Yeah, I agree.
Because they got to make sales.
Yeah, it's craziness. Leave some comments also. What are your guys' like worst sneakers of the year? The ones that we missed. I'm curious to see. Like, there's been a lot of releases, but if you guys want to check out our top 10, Lena joined us with that one as well for top 10 sneakers of the year. All right, thanks for watching. Hopefully, see you guys back to sport videos. See ya. You like any of these ones?
Pink! Spider!
I can't afford those ones. They're big time.